So, anyways, that's the video, but we're not done just yet. So, anyways, so this video was like what, only like a minute and a half, which is like way too short of my usual upload length. So I decided to just at least add some behind the scenes and some post commentary and explain how I make this up. I mean, it's not like very much. I mean, it's still like very basic stuff. I'm still like very little potato in terms of what I can do with this. But yeah, so for the background footage, I just created this weird ass sort of parking lot kind of stuff. I mean, it's alright, I guess. I mean, this thing could definitely be lowered, but just a tiny bit. But then again, my player over here, just a little capsule little guy, is still like massive, and so yeah, there's definitely going to be a chance that he's going to bump his head in. And yeah, I mean and also the 3D model. I mean this part is easier, to be honest, because 3D model I can handle with no problem. But the coding part and making this all functionable is just such a pain in the ass, because yeah, I mean it's just 6 scripts in the end, but I think I spent more time trying to figure out what stuff I type wrong, or if I link something wrong or pair up something wrong, more than I actually type in the code. So yeah, creating this entire thing. My cursor isn't recording, but I'm just going to highlight this entire thing. Took me like what, almost a week straight on trying to figure it out. This is so annoying. And behind here is basically the freaking elevator room. I mean, it doesn't look like an elevator room in the slightest. I mean, I want to make this a door and maybe like the whole building here. And this and of course we got this like really weird glass thing. I mean, you can see the reflection right here lah. Also, there's this like really funny thing where for walls and maybe the fucking ceiling, it only works like in one direction. But because like you can, as you can see, yeah, it's just invisible from the other side. Same goes if you like were to exit, which can look really fucking weird. Same as if you go above and look down, yeah. Also just expose. I don't even think the ground. Okay, the ground apparently. So basically anything that's like what, just like a simple thin sheet of plane, it's just basically one-sided. Yeah. But oh my god, okay, hold on. But it's okay. It's all about like 障眼法, or those, what do you say, just hide stuff. If the player cannot see, it's okay. Unless they go out bounds. And over here we got the entire building blocks. Ignore the freaking comically large elevator over there. I had to like import it in separately. And over here this humongous, whatever the fuck, it's just basically the UI, basically like the freaking pop-up. Yes, I need to code a fucking pop-up in, apparently. It's like so comic. It's like so freaking troublesome as well. Like you have to like make a management system and like, okay, let me just show you this. You have to create an interactable first for the entire system on this UI needs to run on, and then interactable as like the base for this thing, and then of course you have to use the 6-player interactable for our little being guy over here, and of course we need a 4th one for the pop-up manager. And of course I may commit a little bit of sin in vibe coding, and if you don't know what vibe coding, it just means like I'm sorry, I just use AI. But look, just hear me out, okay? Look, when it says something, it's good if the problem is like really general stuff, I will use the internet. But when it's like niche problem like this really specific issue like this, Like I really had to just use AI to just help me, man. Just help me. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole project. I'll probably just give it like a real test run. I'll probably test run in a bit. I'll just let this thing load for a bit. Also you can see like this tiny yellow text at the bottom. Because I had to like mess around with the entire project setting at one point, because for some reason Unity is really version dependent. Like if you were to go from the version 6 to even version 6.1, there will be like massive changes. And yeah, this is like basically an entire thing. Yeah, I can basically freely move around. The movement is a bit weird in general, because you cannot like jump when you're standing still. You have to be like moving, and that is not even like guaranteed. Yeah, see, you had to like trigger a freaking collidable object, and that even won't be guaranteed. I'm like spamming shift right now. Yeah. And I created like a really tiny flashlight. I mean, it's not really like flashlight because there's this light. It kind of like messes with the effect. And also, of course, there's no sound. Everything in the video is everything in the sound is like what added post processing, because I spent like so many time on this. Oh my god, this is so big. This is so huge. Hold on. How do I free aspect? Boom. I spent like almost 3 days trying to implement this, and when I just got done with it, I was like, yeah, you know what, this is going to be added in video post processing, because holy shit, I'm like so freaking tired. I stayed on until like 5 a.m. just trying to work this shit out. Oh, and this is like basically entire code. Of course, this is like vibe coded. I think this is only the thing that where I vibe coded with, where I get like the entire AI to just like help me, just beg like AI to just please just help me fix this. I have no idea what I'm doing. but other than this, this entire 5 is still legitimately written by me. Of course, it still took like what 3 weeks of debugging in trying to like, okay, what the fuck is going on, trying to figure out what is going on with this entire line, these 5 specifically. Probably the most part I struggled with is probably in player movement and the freaking camera control, because when I initially trying to implement it, it's just like this weird thing where you can only move your camera side to side, and also a weird thing where your camera can just do this. Yeah, I have no idea how that happens. But yeah, this is basically the entire thing. And for the 3D part, I don't think there's that much of an issue with me trying to... Oh my god, I just talked for like 10 minutes. And for the 3D part, let me see if I can maybe... 3D part probably one of the more enjoyable part, because one, I don't have to like touch. I don't have to like mess with code. And the most annoying and the most coding part is probably just like using nodes in general. I mean, if I were to go to shader, yeah. The most complicated part is probably this. And that's doing this weird thing with glass. Yeah, probably this is like the most time I spend is to just like make this thing look like glass, basically, the transparency thing. Other than that, is mostly just fine. Also you have to like pay attention to if you're doing like modeling stuff like this, especially since it's not like a full square, so you need to basically just go through like a lot of it's this part, this UV editing, which is painful, let me tell you. And I know my topology isn't like really the best at the moment, because when I first finished this like entire car model thing, I basically I checked I had to like use like a decimator, because the topology on this thing is just like absolutely abhorrent. And if you don't know what a topology is basically like these type of tiny square. And right now it may looks fine, but that's because I use this like decimation modifier, this thing called remesh, basically like make your model look a lot more tidier and to make your life a lot more easier when it comes to texturing. But if I were to like remove this, oh right, I forgot I already turned this into like a proper object, so I can't even like show you the before and after. I mean it's a bit tedious, but mostly it's just me like selecting a lot of tiny squares just hit you on the hold on. I think it's you. Yeah, I just had to like click this and maybe a bit of mark seam as well. But yeah, to be honest, this project was an experience. Am I going to do something like this again? Probably not. I have come to the really good realization that I'm not the type of person that can like handle coding or anything more complex than this. I mean, it looks nice. I mean, you can see like the ceiling being detached in general. But other than that, I think it looks fine. I mean, the car definitely could use a bit more detail and definitely has a little bit of identity crisis because the car being low poly and every other thing just being like pseudo high quality. Definitely like makes an issue. But hey, we can always just chalk it up as make an excuse as to say like, oh, it's the intended effect. It's like a dream anyway, or and also I'm lazy. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire thing I have to show. So yeah. Thanks for listening, I suppose. I'll probably just go and cut down because this thing is like what, 16.
Shout out to my brothers from the block, cause I got a Glock and it cost them a lot. Yes, they keep that strap for the enemies, in case the enemies bring that too. They load up the chopper, let it spray. Okay. If the ops try to play, they gon' blow them away. Yes, they keep that strap for the enemies. When it's time for some get back, chopper go click, clack, boom.